All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the 2012 Labor Day Pig Roast Fireworks Shoot. This year, we've stepped it up a notch with what we're doing. We've employed a lot of close proximate devices along with a lot of larger 3-inch salutes and a variety of larger shells and cakes. We did a variety of not only consumer fountains and cakes, but we move right up into professional display cakes later on in the shoot. We'll have a very active opener, and then we'll reel it back down and go right into doing fountains. I like to build from that, from a fountain set to a smaller 200-gram cake set to 500-gram consumers, and then right into the pro cakes and really start building the tempo right to the very end. And not only do we have that going on, but I have a whole series of comets and mines that I employ or deploy throughout the shoot in order to add an extra layer of effect to the whole thing. While we're doing anything past the fountains, I have 830 hand-lit shells in the back that are going to be being shot continually once we start into the cakes, running right to the very end. So that way, no matter what's going on, there's going to be multi-tier effect from a lower cake to higher shots above it. And it really adds to what we're doing. So it's not just a shell show where you just see stuff up high and that's it. There's actual multi-levels of product being shot. So if you want to go for a walkthrough, all right, we're going to start out right here. We have looped a Mission Impossible music. So this is a beautiful red falling leaf fuse. So it's an absolutely beautiful color, and we've hopefully timed the length of this to 10 minutes. So once it ends, the music ends, it'll snap back through quick match to add that shock factor to what we got going on. But then I'll take over and I'll start hitting buttons with flash pots and fountains, going back to some whistle cakes with a nice red and blue wall cake up behind it with a row of salutes on top. After that, we'll bring it back down and hit the set piece with some flame projectors on either side. Once that settles down, then we'll work right into the fountains and stuff and start burning our way back. Okay. Now, mainly what we're doing here, it'll be 16 fountains at a time. As the one row burns out, they'll go into the next row, and continually lighting a new type of fountain. So we'll work our way back through, I do believe it's 6 sets of fountains, which seems to be pretty much as you want for fountains. We do have a series of pinwheels that we're actually going to start off before some of the fountains that we got going on. In past years, we've tried a couple different types. This is a consumer, what they call a fiery eye pinwheel. And it is it's the best pinwheel I've seen on the market in consumer as far as 1.4G. We tried some 1.3s last year. They were nice, but these actually are very beautiful. Our firing system here, we have over 200 hand press buttons that I'll be working with William here. And this is what we're going to do for all the cakes, all the close proximate stuff. None of the shells though, that's all with the guys in back. But this gives us full control over the tempo of the show. Not only just running through the cakes, but filling in with random either mines, comets, salute rows, a whole variety of just extra goodies to just fill the show in, to make it active and make it something to remember. All right. Now back in here, these are mine rows. We're going to do 6 mines at a time to make it almost a wall effect. It'll be the same mine in each tube going off, same style, and then I'll work my way through the buttons as we go, putting up walls of mines as we run through the show. Back in here, this is our 200-gram banks. We have Boss system here, single row, either color or salutes. Every time I need to kick it up a notch, I'll hit a button and it'll send up 10 of whatever, whether it's color or salute, just to give it an extra bang. 200-gram banks, these are all consumers. Some of them are going to do 3 at a time, some 6 at a time. And I'll even fill it in. I got some Thunder Kings to add a little more bang to each bank as they go. We even got some Girandolas. We're going to send them up at a point and let them rip, and that should be pretty interesting too. They scream and do a shower of sparks and go right up in the air to a light bang at the top. Once we get done with the 200-gram banks, we're going to go into 500-gram consumers, which you'll see out there and up the middle. Regular stuff you can buy at your distributors if you're a regular without any licensing, as long as you're in the right state and you're doing the right thing. After that, we'll come back and we're going to really start hitting it hard. I've spent months of work over the winter at different demos and at different shoots that I went to, and I've picked out an excellent variety of professional 1.3 cakes. And a lot of these are hard hitters, others are just elegant, from waterfalls to different effect strobing to cross sets. We're trying to theme cross sets a little bit this year. I think I got 5 or 6 cross set cakes. Always beautiful. No big bang. You don't have to have a big bang all the time. It's got to be something beautiful. On the outside edge, we do have, this is where our comets. We're trying to get a crossing effect to take place. So 20 foot out on that side, I've angled racks of comets, and on this side, we did the same thing. We have racks of comets. So in theory, they'll cross or at least give a nice Xing pattern to the sky. We'll see how that works. It's always a guess on distance unless you really play with them hard to really get to know them exactly how far to set them apart. All right, this is our body, what they call the body of the show. These are going to be hand lit. I'll have 4 guys on this. They'll be clearing out 1 row at a time. First row is small stuff from 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And you slowly build the tempo as you build the show. So at the end, it's just thundering, and it really, you know, it's a noticeable increase in power and in effect. So they'll end up on that back row. We have a lot of salutes in this show. I forgot what the count was, but there's got to be 80, 100 salutes altogether that we're going to put up in the air one way or another. And that's not including a pre-finale that we have going on. We have 6 salute cakes that we're going to run as what they call a fake finale. So before the real finale, there's going to be over 700 salutes going up in the air. We'll let it sit for a few seconds after it dies out. Everybody's going to think it's over, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to hit the real finale. I try to keep it as far away from the audience as possible, but still within sight range. In the finale, there are 140 2.5 inch salutes. There are 216 color, and then the top, over the top, what I had made from a local manufacturer are what they call gold flittering shells. So once the salutes die out, in theory, the sky will have this big golden plume, and that'll be the end of it. As long as everything works. And until I hit a half dozen buttons and I start feeling confident, there's going to be a little bit of nerves involved, but that's how it is on every shoot, whether you're hand lighting or firing electronically. I never did trust electronics 100%. It's I always feel more confident with a torch in my hand. I really do. But that's the future. I mean, maybe next year we'll be using a Fire One system. I can get one of those. Might try Pyro Musical. My company does shoot those. To set one up, it's a lot of work. It really is. And you really got to know your product. And you got to spend a lot of time researching and developing it and coming up with great ideas. But we're pretty much maxed out for what we have for a shoot site. You can only go as large as 3s. And we've packed the field as full as we possibly can. So this is about as big as this shoot will ever get. The only thing we can do is something prettier, that being a Pyro Musical. And coming up with your songs and the product. It'd be a great project. And who knows what the future will bring. I want to thank everybody for coming to Dale's 3rd annual, which is actually the 4th annual Pig Roast fireworks shoot. I want to thank Dale for allowing us to come here and practice what we do. Tonight's going to be an excellent shoot. This is the first time that the town of Alden has actually given out a permit for pyrotechnic displays that are other than the town. Hopefully it won't be the last one they give out. But we're going to start the show in about 5 minutes. We're going to open up with the Mission Impossible theme song and a nice fuse to run across. Build the anticipation. It should run for about 10 minutes. Then we're off to the races. It should be right around 9 o'clock sharp that it'll take place. So enjoy the show, and thank you all for coming.
Test shoot! Test shoot! How about test?
We're good.